Hi everybody, so I contacted my batch in the States, and asked him to join me in doing this project, because in October 2025, the 17th intake recruits of the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard will celebrate 47 years with the colors. My name is, well, when I joined, everybody called me Sweat. So you can call me Sweat. And this is my recollection as a recruit, training with the 17th intake. This is my story. So, about 6 weeks before our actual training started, we did a written entry test. I also remembered clearly, my neighbors telling my mother and I about two gentlemen, looking like police officers in civilian clothing, asking about me. They also did checks at the police headquarters in Port of Spain. 40 of us were chosen and had to do our physical, at Tetron Barracks about 2 weeks before our acceptance. On successful completion of our medical physical, where we're given a date of October 2nd, 1978 to report to the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard headquarters, Stobles Bay. The Coast Guard bus picked us up at the lighthouse in Port of Spain. So, we got there. The first order of business was swearing in to defend your country from foreign and domestic enemies. Secondly, our heads were shaven. Thirdly, we were directed to the clothing stores to collect our military kit. There was this particular instructor, his name was Leading Seaman Cecil Thomas, they called him Idi Amin. He was not the most senior instructor, but his leadership was incredible. He took lead from the time we arrived at Stobles Bay and he read us the riot act very early in the game. He had no intentions of playing.
Okay, listen up, Sweats. Get all your belongings. We will be boarding the TTS Trinity to proceed to our new home at Chacachacare for the next 3 months. Everyone, go below deck, that is all.
Chacachacare Island is located off the northwest coast of Trinidad, in the Bocas del Dragon, Dragon's Mouth, a strait between Trinidad and Venezuela. It is the westernmost of the Bocas Islands and part of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. The island is approximately 11 kilometers, 6 nautical miles, from the mainland of Trinidad and Venezuelan coast is approximately 7 to 8 miles, approximately 11 to 13 kilometers, from the Venezuelan coast. The closest point in Trinidad to Venezuela is Cedros. Back in the day, I distinctly remembered the rest of the ship's company referring to us as the Brotherhood of the Bocas. You see, we were the first batch of recruits to train on the island of Chacachacare. We were an experiment batch. Surprisingly, logistics for the entire 3 months of training were executed very efficiently. Meals were prepared at Stobles Bay, but was always on time. The water barge made trips from Port of Spain weekly, filling our 2 large concrete tanks in the rear of our dormitory. Fuel was delivered promptly, our electricity was very reliable. And a vessel was on standby, if needed. As we tied up alongside the jetty of our new home, we were immediately introduced to the island. Chacachacare, described as haunted, due to its history as a leper colony. Is it really haunted? Absolutely. I lived and trained there for 3 months, observed my mate traumatized by strange, unexplained experiences, people dragged in hallways, choked in their sleep, etc.
As we settled in, we, the instructors, started to note the numerous complaints from the recruits about paranormal activities and strange occurrences that took place at nights. At the same time, numerous recruits had to be taken to the Army MI room at Tetron Barracks, because lots of the recruits started getting sick with very high fever. So we investigated, and found numerous dead cats, In our drinking water supply, the 2 concrete tanks in the back of the chapel.
And then something very strange happened. It was about 0200 hours early one morning, as we were acclimating to each other snoring. The screams of a fellow recruit on the bottom bunk waked us up. Our mates call us to the veranda of our dormitory, as we climbed on each other to see the white-looking, low-moving cloud, with a dim light in its midst, circling our dormitory.
We reported all incidents to our chain of command, and the investigating officers went in search of answers. Shortly after, a briefing was held with us, and the following information was released. Number 1. A nun by the name of Sister Mary Luigi got pregnant for a fisherman and she killed herself. Number 2. Sister Mary Luigi was instructed to go to Guyana, refused, and she killed herself. Number 3. Sister Mary Luigi was raped by a leper, got pregnant and committed suicide. She is buried at the nuns' cemetery. It is believed her spirit roams the island with a lit lantern in her hand. 10 nuns were buried in that cemetery. It is alleged that only the grave of Sister Mary Luigi is all kept and perfectly clean by an unseen force. But it is absolutely known that strange incidents have taken place on that island. The nuns lived with courage, knowing that one day the dreaded disease might claim their lives. One sister succumbed to the disease, but when she passed, something extraordinary occurred. The lesions on her skin began to fade. By the time of her burial, all her leprosy wounds had disappeared.
So, our training continued after the instructors talked to us about the roaming ghost. We learned to do synchronized marching, weapon training, etc. Military subjects that make you a fighting man. They informed us that there is an attractive-looking fruit called manchineel, which is highly poisonous. Do not eat it. There were lots of horsewhip snakes in every tree. We were told that they are not dangerous. Iguanas were numerous like leaves on a tree. They explained what is a battle order, and if your training is not up to standard, you will find yourself running up to the lighthouse and back, or you would be sent to check graves at nights. In those days, the strength of the Coast Guard was about 320 men, so every sailor in the ship's company knew what was taking place in Chacachacare.
Our training can be best described as indomitable. We all became military warriors. For me, the peak naval training subjects were the shooting, the swimming. We were all taken to the Grand Bocas, and if a recruit could not swim, he would be thrown into the drink and the FPB would leave the location, allowing the recruit to paddle and later swim to meet the FPD. Our swimming instructors were A.B. Guada and A.B. Lee Singh. Then came our final feat. On the last official day of our training, about 1900 hours on a Friday night, our training base was attacked by the IS platoon, Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard. As we lay in wait for their assault, it was our premier sound of battle.
Mates, as your training officer, I take this opportunity to congratulate all instructors and the members of the 17th intake on having attained 47 years on October the 2nd, 2025, recorded in the ship's log of the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard. Thank you for your service.
As your commanding officer, back in the year 1978, I congratulate the training officer, Mr. Franklin, the instructors, Petty Officer Mohammed, Petty Officer George, L.S. Mackenzie, L.S. Thomas, L.S. Belfonte, A.B. Morrison, and all who assisted in creating these fighting men. Congratulations, 17th Mr. Ramatar. Mr. Best, congratulations on your passing out. Godspeed.
Credits 1. TT Defense Force 2. TT Coast Guard 3. TT Regiment 4. Trinidad Newsday, Newspaper, Bot 5. AI Music, Suspenseful Hip-Hop Drama. 6. Boombox Drop, AI SFX, 7. Marching Drums, Solo 2 FX, 99061.